What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be building one side of my wing kit for my drawers. The main reason why I'm going to be doing this is because I'm sick of constantly pulling out the fridge slide to get to my battery box at the back, which has got all my cigarette ports and all my USB plugs. So what I'm going to be doing is be building the side of the drawer, bringing an accessory panel forward. So we're going to have three cigarette sockets, one dual USB port, a voltmeter. I've also picked up an inverter, pretty cheap at JCar, so we'll be figuring out where to mount that. So yeah, it's a bit of a custom job on the side. We've got the King's Titan drawers. I picked them up pretty cheap a few years back, and I got the wing kit with it. I just never put it on. The only reason why I'm only doing one side is because the other side I fit all my jerry cans and compressors and stuff like that down, and it's a really nice fit. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going over to Gary's, one of my mates who's going to help me out. Haven't seen him in a while, so it'll be a good catch up. And yeah, we'll probably time lapse it all. Let's see what it goes.
You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet. No, I realize
Okay, so part two. We stopped at about 9 o'clock with the build. Didn't get all the footage that I wanted. The phone went flat, forgot to bring my charger. Recording everything on the S20 and it's doing really well. When you see the time lapse, that's about 5 hours of work and about 3 minutes of video, so I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, we had some weird problems with the volt system, so we managed to get the voltmeter working and the USB ports working, which was really weird because the USB ports and one of the cigarette sockets are connected. It's a Navara board. You'll see it in the videos. But yeah, so power would run to the USB ports and the voltmeter, but I wouldn't run to the cigarette ports. So what we came down to is the only reason we could think of, because we tried everything else that we could, was we weren't running a big enough cable. So chopped down to Super Builder today, picked up some cable. What do we got here? It's just single core red, 3 meters, 5mm cable, 25 amp. So hopefully that'll do the job. Don't know how big we were using before, but we're also trying to do some nifty stuff for the cable management, but I'll just run individuals first and then see what happens from there. Picked up some more fuses and some tie down points for the battery box, because that battery part is looking pretty sweet. I'm gonna see what else I can do. I'm gonna drop down to Bunnings, pick up some bolts, some screws. Yeah, there's a big gap between the front where the accessory panel sits and the first part. It's really nice and flat. Probably gonna mount the inverter there. But then we've got a big gap between where the battery's gonna be sitting and the front part. So yeah, don't know what I'm gonna do there. Probably gonna keep it there. Maybe run some carpet over the top, just to have access to my cables, quicker cable management, stuff like that. It looks really nice that it's coming down from below then up at the rear, but we'll see. Probably gonna change my fuse box cords from connecting straight from the battery to the fuse box into a Anderson plug at the end, just because it looks neater, and I've got heaps of input output ports on the battery box, and I want it to be able to be quick disconnecting instead of instead of messing around with taking the battery box lid off and putting it back on, because the clips on that don't like to play the game. And yeah, so yeah, I dropped down to Bunnings, pick up some screws and some bolts, and we'll see you on the flip side.
You're about to lose me, just like that, just like that, just like that, just like that.
Alrighty, moment of truth. Well, so voltmeter's wired up correctly. We already established that. USB should be good to go. Let me just. Alrighty, phone should charge, which it does. The phone is charging at the moment. You guys can't see that, but it's charging. Alrighty, so let's pull this out. That's good. So the problem was it didn't have fuses in apparently, and all my 12 volt stuff was faulty, even though it was working perfectly fine in the cab 2 days before I started doing the 12 volt stuff. So let's see, should charge. Okay. Niggerini. Well, I can't charge phones off it. Off the Siggy socket. I guess that's what the USB is for, I guess. But green light's a good light. Green light's a very good light. Means we have power! Oh man. That is the tightest cigarette socket in the world. Green light is also a good light. Yes! We have victory! Victory! What's going on, guys? Part 3. So we had power yesterday, which is good, to all the sockets. We put it all together. I mounted up the battery where I wanted it. Had to put a few holders in. Yeah, so I'll show you what it looks like now. But today I want to sort of change it up a bit, move from the big battery lugs, battery leads that I've got, and turn them to Anderson connectors so I can have quick disconnect. So if I can't do that, I'm going to have to drill through the battery box, or sorry, cut a hole through the battery box, and kind of don't want to do that, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, let's see how the battery's hooked up at the moment, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so did a couple tie down points. One there, there's one behind there, you can't really see it that great. One there, there's one on the other side. That Anderson plug there is connected to my starter battery, and you can see these big red cord, and the black one there, those are the ones that I want to change over from the fuse box to a 50 amp Anderson plugs. So drop down to Super Auto today, picked up an amp connector with eyelet terminals, so that's going to go straight on the fuse box. Automotive cable, 50 amp, 6mm, 5 meters, way too much. I don't need that much, but I guess I'll have cable if I need cable. I didn't have wire strippers, so I picked up a set of cheap wire strippers. This is like $25, so it's pretty good, and a couple of connectors. I already got an extra one of these, but I need 2 if I'm going to do that. So yeah, let's go from there, and hopefully it all works. If not, I'll show you me cutting into a battery box, which is fun. What are you doing, Vader? What are you doing? You having fun? Yeah?
Forever's never gone so fast. Forever's never gone so fast. Just like that.
Alright, well, time to test the theory. I've wired it up without the Anderson connector and the wire, and to the fuse block. So I got that there, to that Anderson plug, and to this Anderson plug, and I'm going to plug it in the battery and see if it all works. Got my little helper coming. Hello, what are you doing? Alrighty, let's see if I blow myself up. Do not try this at home. Out of the way, out of the way. Hey, look at that. We have power. And if there's power running to that, let's check some cables. Alrighty, so this has got a green light if it's going good. We have a green light. Jesus Christ. We have another green light. We have another green light. Last time I chucked my phone in to see if it was charging. But unless this is rooted, which it might be, that should pop up with a light on the USB power ports. Say that it's G to G. Alrighty, yeah, you guys can see that. It's changing colours, lights, green means good. Alrighty, and green is good. Oh, so there you have it. I didn't know if it was going to work, but it does work, so that saves me a whole bunch of cutting and drilling. Now, next step is inverter. Probably around here, so it's got easier access for me. We can just plug it in, plug in a power board, away we go. But that was a Holden driving past. It sounds like it's about to drop its guts or die. Probably die. Right. But in the area that I live, I don't know if I want it out in the open like that, because I've had some stuff stolen before. So I might mount it underneath and then have a just have a small power cord running to here. Sorry. So mount it underneath, just have a small power cord running out to here so I can access it. Yeah. I'm glad I don't have to drill into that yet. Depends on what the inverter wants to do. Alrighty, well, catch you on the flip side. Right, guys. So I'll show you the inverter that I picked up from JCar the other day. When I first, probably a couple of days before I started this project, actually. So far we're at like day 3 of the build, really. So I'll show you what I've picked up, and then yeah. So I picked up a PowerTech 600 watt 12 volt DC to 240 volt AC modified sine wave inverter with USB. Picked up for $130 from JCar, and for what we do, which isn't much at the moment until we probably get bigger or something, is this will run everything. It's mainly to charge drawing batteries and other bits and pieces, so I kind of want to put it there, but I don't trust people, so there's always that. And we got some cabling, which you're going to connect to the battery. Hopefully this one can feed through the box properly, hopefully, and still close. What we had problems with was this stuff was way too thick and the lid wasn't closing. If not, innocent plugs. That's the only other option, really. Which is fine, because I've still got a spare Anderson there, if you can see it. Can't zoom in while Super Steady is on, apparently. Yeah, there's an Anderson plug. It's free, right there. Good to go. I'm just waiting to be mounted. So, yeah, might just change that around. Maybe. Because it seems to be the same cord. So, it should be G. If anything, that's a little thicker. Yeah, we'll see how we go. So I decided to do an Anderson plug connection. So I'm just gonna strip the wire that it came with. I have a spare Anderson plug from my solar panel. Probably not what it's meant to be used for, but Anderson plugs are bloody expensive, so I'm not gonna go out and buy another one. So The inverter is going to be mounted on the bottom of that, flipped underneath. I've just got a bit of extension lead from the house, and I'm just going to run it from there to this socket here, so I can just, you know, hook up whatever I need. I will get a waterproof connection, maybe even a cover or a cap for this, or maybe change it around. So I've got a outdoor one. But yeah, for now that should work. Yeah, we'll time lapse and put it all together and see how it goes. Hopefully it works really well.
Just like that, just like that.
Well, the Anderson plug didn't work, so that's like $25 down the drain, even though it was a spare. What did I learn from this? The product probably comes the way it's intended. You know what I mean? So instead of clipping off the battery terminal like this, I should have just kept them on. And yeah, this works, which is sick. So that's good. Now to see if the lid closes. So let's do it. Alright, she's a bit tight, but especially around there. But I think should be right. And we still have power, which is good. Now I need to put it back up there, and then mount that where I want it. Probably where that cord's sitting, but underneath. So yeah. Well, so inverter's on, better works. Picked up another cord because when I flipped it over, the cord that I was using wasn't sitting right, so I had to change that. So this is what we ended up with. Just 2 meter power pocket. Make sure it's a straight adapter at the end. It's working. As you can see, it's charging. Well, it is charged. It's charging my battery. See, everything's all G there. Fuse box is done. Yeah, and then I run. So the split tubing there's with the inverter cords because I tried turning it into an Anderson. Didn't work, so I just went back to the normal battery terminals and I run it underneath the battery lid. It closes, so that's a good sign. And yeah, we're all G. I just need to bolt it down now, and I'll probably turn the inverter off and only really turn it on when I go 4-bean. Alright, well, I'll shortly do a cost of how much it how much it cost me, and then how much it would cost you if you guys did it, if you didn't have a wing kit already, and see where you guys can save money. And yeah, hopefully this guy's helped this has helped you guys push forward with DIY stuff. Yeah, see you soon. I want to thank you guys for staying around for the entire length of the video. I know it's been a long one, but DIY builds normally are pretty long, and I wanted to give you guys the more information about what actually happens and what goes on, and hopefully it helped you. So I'll be doing how much it cost me, and I'll just chuck it up on the screen. Oh, there's Paparino there. Hello, Beta. Hello. Alrighty. Yeah, stay tuned. So I came to $508.50 for the build. You could definitely do it cheaper. As I was still learning as I was going, I was just buying stuff, which some of it I didn't need, some of it I did need. Now I've got heaps of excess stuff, so I guess if I ever need to do a wiring job or something in the future, I've got heaps of spares and stuff good to go for that. So for you guys, if you guys are planning on doing a DIY build for an accessory panel or something like that in the back of your ute, definitely go through and sort of look for the better alternatives. So instead of paying $60 for shrink wrap, jump on eBay and get it cheaper. Yeah, and just try and find the cheaper option unless you got the money to spend. I sort of didn't have this sort of money to spend, but yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully builds from here can be a little bit cheaper. Show you guys what you guys can and can't do on a budget, really, because I'm just like everyone else, sort of just getting by at the moment. So yeah, thank you all for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Try to put up a new video every week. We're heading back over to Love Day next weekend for the long weekend, actually, so we'll have some more content to pump out. In the meantime, I will try and find some of my Vic High Country content, and yeah, I'll probably put that up next week. Say bye, Vader. Vader! Say bye to everyone. Alright. Once again, thanks guys for watching, and yeah, we'll see you on the flip side.